Israel has started its oral argument with what has been the country's mantra to defend itself against Hamas. It says South Africa has overlooked the heinous events that unfolded on the 7th of October last year, when the Palestinian group Hamas went on the rampage and attacked Israel.
If the claim of the applicant now is that in the armed conflict between Israel and Hamas, Israel must be denied the ability to defend its citizens, then the absurd upshot of South Africa's argument is this. Under the guise of the allegation against Israel of genocide, this court is asked to call for an end to operations against the ongoing attacks of an organization that pursues an actual genocidal agenda.
Israel has also pointed out that South Africa has welcomed Hamas.
It is a matter of public record that South Africa enjoys close relations with Hamas, despite its formal recognition as a terrorist organization by numerous states across the world. These relations have continued unabated even after the October 7th atrocities.
But South Africa says such claims are baseless. It's not before the World Court at the behest of Hamas.
We have presented a case here on behalf of the government of the Republic of South Africa, and we are doing so on behalf of a number of Palestinians, young kids, women and the elderly that are being killed in Gaza. We are not presenting any case on behalf of Hamas.
Israel insists that South Africa has ignored some facts on the ground.
With respect to Hamas's military tactics and strategy, it is astounding that in yesterday's hearing, Hamas was mentioned only in passing and only in reference to the October 7 massacre in Israel. Listening to the presentation by the applicant, it was as if Israel is operating in Gaza against no armed adversary, but the same Hamas that carried out the October 7 attacks in Israel is the governing authority in Gaza. And the same Hamas has built a military strategy founded on embedding its assets and operatives in and amongst the civilian population.
South Africa told the World Court that the situation is incredibly dire in Gaza.
Military assault on Gaza's healthcare system, which renders life unsustainable. Even by 7 December, the UN Special Rapporteur on the right to health noted that the healthcare infrastructure in the Gaza Strip has been completely obliterated. Those wounded by Israel in Gaza are being deprived of life-saving medical care. Gaza's healthcare system, already crippled by years of blockade and prior attacks by Israel, is unable to cope with the sheer scale of the injuries.
But Israel has defended its stance.
The conflict with Hamas poses serious operational and legal challenges. In conducting close-quarter urban combat while mitigating harm to the surroundings, in seeking to put a stop to Hamas military use of hospitals while minimizing disruption of medical services, in helping civilians leave areas of the most intense fighting while Hamas forces them to stay in the line of fire, in facilitating the provision of aid when that aid is constantly stolen by Hamas to sustain its military efforts.
It's now up to the International Court of Justice to take stock of the arguments presented by the two countries.
I shall request the agents of both parties to remain at the court's disposal to provide any additional information the court may require. The court will render its order on the request for the indication of provisional measures submitted by South Africa as soon as possible. The agents of the parties will be advised in due course as to the date on which the court will deliver the order in public sitting.
Palestinians say they want peace, and Israel wants Hamas to release all those who are still held hostage in Gaza.
The sitting is declared closed.
Khumalo, SABC News, Johannesburg.